DayZ's central loot economy is largely governed by the values in a file stored on the server named types.xml, which contains a set of parameters for each loot item. We've all been operating with the understanding that the nominal value is how many items should roughly be in the map at any given time. However, I've gathered extensive data that proves that this is not how the central economy functions at all. In this short video, I'll explain exactly what the nominal value determines and when and how items respawn. Server admins, you'll definitely want to check this out. We've always thought that the nominal value is the quantity of any loot item the central economy attempts to keep on the map at all times. In fact, the comment in the game code says that nominal is how many items should be approximately in map. The going consensus is that as soon as an item is picked up by a player or removed by the central economy, it is eligible for respawning, and the central economy tries to keep the nominal value on the map at all times. We often see questions like, how many Mark IIs are on the map at a time? And the answers are inevitably, well, according to types.xml, there should be about 30 on the map at all times. However, this is not how things actually function. I gathered days worth of loot economy data from a 𝗽liche𝗀𝘁 server and thought it would be interesting to plot item quantities over time. The plot here shows the nominal number from the types.xml file represented by a green dotted line, as well as the min value represented by the red dotted line, and the lifetime value in hours. This is essentially how long the item lasts if left on the ground before despawning. The blue line is the quantity of the item on the server. The x-axis is how long the server has been running since start. Here we're looking at boxes of nails. We start at 4 hours of server runtime. Since the lifetime of nails is 4 hours, not much happens before that. I'm going to set this in motion. We'll be able to clearly see when nails despawn and respawn. If the prevailing wisdom is correct, we should see items despawn and then fairly quickly respawn to the maximum number. Spoiler alert, this is not what happens. If we pause here, we can see that the server has been running for 5 hours and there are 79 boxes of nails on the map. 11 boxes have despawned and no new boxes have respawned. Okay, let's keep going. Did you see that? No new items spawned until the min amount was reached. Let's watch some more. Okay, so that's boxes of nails. Let's try another item just to be sure this isn't some fluke. Here is the Mark II. The nominal value is 30 and the min is 20. Let's set this in motion. We see the same process. The item despawns until the quantity on the server reaches the minimum, and then the central economy respawns up to the nominal amount. What this means is that the nominal number of items is not very often on the map. Here I've plotted the frequency of each quantity of nails on the map over time. Just a note, I'll post a link which contains high-resolution version of all of these images. So remember, the nominal number of boxes of nails was 90. The nominal number was only on the map 9% of the time. This means that 91% of the time there were less than the nominal amount on the server. We're ignoring the 0.2% of the time there were actually 91 boxes of nails on the server. The average number on the map was 81, about halfway between the nominal and min amount, which makes sense mathematically. Let's look at the Mark II. The nominal amount was on the map 13.2% of the time, and there was actually more than the nominal amount 2.6% of the time. So 84.2% of the time there was less than the nominal amount on the map. We can see that 12.8% of the time there was only 23 on the map. On average, there were 26 Mark IIs on the map. Remember, the nominal amount defined in types.xml is 30. Okay, what about dynamic event loot? Let's look at the DMR. The nominal amount is 2 and the min is 1. But unlike nails and the Mark II, the DMR is dynamic event loot, which means it only spawns at dynamic events. In this case, heli crashes, military convoys, and it can spawn at military train wrecks, though it's not common. Let's watch its cycle. Notice the periods with no DMR on the map at all. I was surprised by this. Let's look at the distribution. There were 2 on the map 30.8% of the time, 1 on the map 51.2% of the time, and no DMRs on the map 18% of the time. So 69% of the time, there were fewer than the nominal amount. So what does this mean? Despite the conventional wisdom that items respawn as soon as their quantities fall below their nominal amounts, I found that most normal loot items don't typically respawn until the quantity in the map reaches the min amount. At that point, the central economy spawns items until the map contains the nominal amount, and it typically doesn't respawn more until the min amount is reached again. So, for example, if you really want 90 boxes of nails to be on the server at all time, that's not going to happen if you keep the vanilla nominal value of 90 and the min of 70. You're going to roughly average 80 boxes of nails on the server, and roughly 40% of the time you'll have even less than 80. Of course, the actual dynamics of this depends on the population of your server and the particular item in question. If your server is crowded and the gap between nominal and min is narrow for a high-demand item, this doesn't mean much. The item will cycle and respawn at a rate that probably won't cause any noticeable issues. But if you want granular control over the quantity of specific items on your server, you should consider that most items don't respawn until the min value is reached. You could set the nominal and min to the same number, or have a very small gap between them, and this would ensure that close to the nominal amount is on the server at all times. But I haven't tested the performance consequences of doing so. You probably don't want to do that for a large number of items. Leave a comment to let me know what you think about this. Just for fun, I'm going to leave you with the spawn cycle of the Mosin and a puzzle to think about. See here, the server has been running for about 9.5 hours, and the min amount is reached. The server spawns 5 new Mosins almost immediately. Now we see that the lifetime of the Mosin is 8 hours. So if we fast forward another 8 hours, we should see those 5 Mosins all despawn at the same time. Let's fast forward to just before the server has been running for 17.5 hours and see what happens. We don't see all 5 Mosins despawn at once. If the central economy spawns a certain number of items all at the same time, for example 5 Mosins, and those items all have the same lifetime, then we should see them all despawn at once. Essentially, the central economy for any single item should resemble a square wave, items spawning and despawning all at the same time. This is not how it functions. Think about why, and I'll give you the answer in an upcoming video. Just a hint, the lifetime value in types.xml doesn't work like you think it does either. Be sure to subscribe to be notified when I post that video.